Hey guys, this is Kyle from InvestiShare. I'm going to quickly go over the price action for Bitcoin. We were about to form a double top structure. However, it never confirmed, and it looks like we might be performing a head and shoulders, which is also a bearish reversal that actually tends to play out more than a double top would in terms of hitting its technical target. However, we do have about $1 billion worth of liquidity resting above our heads. So if you're a market maker, you're more likely to try to grab that before going down. And in the case where we aren't able to come down, we build support. Instead, we might actually have a continuation that brings us all the way up to 65K. So I'll show you my screen and I'll show you what I'm looking at so you get a good idea of what I mean. But it looks like we're getting ready for a big move either way. So let's dive into it and I'll show you what I'm seeing. All right, cool. So this is the 15-minute time frame for Bitcoin. If we end up breaking, let's go over the bearish case scenario first. If we end up coming down from after getting rejected after the local point of control and the local value area high in confluence with previous value area high right here, we could come down and have a loss of support. And what I'd want to see before entering a short is this losing this level with a 15-minute candle. And if we get a bounce prior to that, then I'll just enter at the 15-minute candle close. If we don't, and we instead, just go straight down, I don't want to use this as my swing high guard for my stop loss. I'd rather have a bounce for my stop loss guard. So I'd wait for a confirmation rejection from a pullback and then a lower low. If we get the pullback and lower low, I'll just use that pullback structural guard for my stop loss instead. And in confluence with that, it happens to be the value area low, then now that's just bonus points and it's a better guard for my stop loss. And then from there, we target the structural value area low. This is the structural value area for the entire range that we've been in since February. So this is a pretty critical area. It's a really strong area. We always have strong reactions from it and to it. So prepare for that. And also, I just want to quickly go over a quick trade that we did, but I'll do that after we go over this stuff. So from here, the bullish scenario is based off of this liquidity that we got going on. So after we had that really big drop over the weekend, we ended up seeing liquidity starting to pile up above us from people entering shorts and placing their stop loss above the structure. So this became an area that could be hunted by market makers. And we dropped pretty quick. And then we had that really quick recovery. And ever since then, we've just been piling more of liquidity here. We started forming a double top and we quickly got people knocked out. Over $300 million was liquidated in, I guess, a few hours ago, just from those two little wicks that we're seeing up here. These little wicks here just grabbed a bunch of people that just entered a short around this zone. And we now, right above this, we still have $1 billion worth of liquidity. If you think about this, look, we got 455 million at 60,539, and just above that, we got another 544 million, and so on and so forth. 549 million. There's tons of liquidity resting right above our heads. So even though things are structurally looking bearish right now, I think that there's a strong chance that we could break through this local resistance from these previous highs, right? And have it act as a form of support. And if it acts as a form of support and we get that higher high, I think we're likely going to go to 64,170 from there. And then if we have that kind of structure, then we can use our swing low as our guard and enter on the higher high that we create. And I'll be targeting the previous value area high from the consolidation point over here as a potential barrier. But we might have continuations that bring us all the way up to 65,800. So I'm going to be watching out for these as barriers along the way up and see how the price behaves. If we end up getting a double top after a loss of momentum, then yeah, I'll listen to the warning signs and I'll get out early. But that's what it's looking like right now. But the bearish case scenario, we keep building sell walls in the order books, and the market makers don't let you go up any higher, or, you know, the sell pressure is just too strong, and we end up having a, you know, head and shoulder structure play out, and then we have a target of all the way down here at 61,800. So either way, it's going to be a good risk to reward ratio either way. However, the bearish case scenario is more beginner friendly for those who'd rather jump in on something like that. And because this is going to take a little bit more structure to paint the picture of how you can perform this trade, whereas this we already have the picture. We already know what we need to wait for the bearish case scenario. So if we get this level acting as support, that's basically what we're going to be waiting for. And it's not going to be as simple just like, you know, 2 candles. We have to wait for a few candles for it to build that kind of structure. Now, a trade setup that we did earlier, we had, you know, this double bottom structure. We had the value area high here act as form of support. We got the higher high, and we jumped in and along, and we targeted the structural value area low, and that played out really well. And this one, unfortunately, wasn't a signal. It was a conditional order that I set up on BingX, and it was after we got the candle close above the same structure that acted as resistance in the past. We had it honored as support, and I'm still in it until we lose this zone or until we honor this level of support. I've taken some profits, but overall, I'm going to hold this as long as I can in case the bullish case scenario plays out. If the bearish case scenario, if I were ever to think I'm going to be entering a short during this moment, I'll be closing this long. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about this, or if you're struggling with trading, you could reach out to me in Discord, and you guys have yourself an amazing day. And I really, really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, yo, I'm all about the crypto. In case you don't know, it's the hedge new invasion, the craziest sweep on the nation. No baby, every blockchain and created the same. But the learning curve feels like a bullet to the brain. Let me